In the United Kingdom, nurses are set to begin round 2 of their strike. Nurses across England will go on a 2-day strike starting today, and health services are expected to be hit across hospitals and community care centres. Officials have warned of major disruptions. The second round of strikes by nurses after the Christmas weekend comes after the UK government and the Royal College of Nurses failed to reach a settlement on increasing pay amid a cost of living crisis. The latest industrial action puts further pressure on the state-funded National Health Service. According to the UK Health Secretary, 2 days of strikes by nurses in December led to the cancellation of 30,000 elective procedures and outpatient appointments. Despite the problems caused, the striking nurses do enjoy public sympathy. In a YouGov poll, 63% of the respondents support the nurses' strike. The support is driven by the fact that soaring food prices and energy bills in the UK have hit the low-income workers the hardest. But 10 Downing Street still believes it is not the right course of action. The government continues efforts to implement the UK strikes bill, which will ensure minimum service levels. The new bill gives the government the power to unilaterally assert levels of service provision from striking workers in key sectors. The bill also gives union bosses the authority to fire striking workers. Unions can face legal action as well. The unions have termed the bill undemocratic, unworkable and illegal.
So all of us, united, send a message across the road to 10 Downing Street. We will fight tooth and nail to protect the right to strike.
British ministers have repeatedly claimed that the International Labour Organization supported the government's plans to enforce minimum service levels. But the head of the UN's Agency for Workers' Rights has denied that the organization backs the UK's tough new laws against strikes. Our correspondent Alex Izat now joins us live from London. Alex, firstly, how much of an impact has this strike had thus far? Also, how soon are we likely to see this controversial legislation becoming a reality? Obviously, it is being opposed by the unions.
Well, at the moment, there is only 25% of NHS trusts across the UK that are involved in strike action over the next 48 hours. Trusts like the one behind me aren't on strike, so they are still continuing their everyday working habits. However, the NHS in general seems to have taken a real dive over all of the strikes that are continuing on. We do understand that the ambulance strikes are going to be announced later today or in fact tomorrow. So we're going to have even more disruption. And of course, all of these strikes are about pay and working conditions as well. And also the Royal College of Nurses has said that there just isn't enough staff to cover every aspect of the NHS, and that's what we need to be pushing for. That's what the government needs to be pushing for. Now, the anti-strike bill, which is going through all of the procedures now to become bill, is only in the second stage of its reading. It has to go through the House of Commons, then the House of Lords before it gets the final reading. And at any stage, there can be opposition, and MPs can vote to have certain aspects taken out. So it doesn't look like we'll be seeing this bill coming into power any time within the next few months. And of course, we're still facing strikes nearly on a daily basis here in the UK, whether it's the NHS or it's every teachers, rails as well. So we are still going to be seeing strikes happening, and the government does seem immovable on that count. Today in the House of Commons, Rishi Sunak was asked by one of the Labour MPs whether or not he will go forward and actually speak to some of those that are striking, specifically the RCN, and he said that he has left it in the government's hands, his minister's hands, and he does feel like there are some conversations happening and that potentially these things can move forward. But it is all about pay, and we've heard over and over again that the government will not give any pay rises for the short term.
All right, no pay rises for the short term. Thanks very much, Alex, for those details.